All right, folks, we should be live. All right, folks, welcome to Gamcast for Saturday morning. We were supposed to start at 9, but I was having some technical difficulties. So here we are. You're looking there at Judge Frimpong, and as the title implied, we're here to talk about her absurd ruling from a day or two ago against ICE. She basically tells ICE that they need to follow the law. Here's the portion of the opinion that's relevant, and in a minute, I'm going to explain to you why this is laughably, absurdly absurd. I mean, literally, you would fail law school the first week for this ruling, and I'll explain it in a minute. It's very simple. I think I'm going to be able to do it in less than 2 minutes. So it says, in connection with paragraph 1, right, as required by the Fourth Amendment of the United States, in her interpretation of it, right, defendants may not rely solely on the factors below, alone or in combination, to form a suspicion for a detention of stop, except as permitted by law. Apparent race or ethnicity, speaking Spanish or speaking English with an accent, presence in a particular location or type of work. So she's basically saying, hey, follow the Fourth Amendment. All right? Now, it sounds good, right? Sure, everybody should follow the law. But let me explain the basics of how the law works here, okay? Here's the basics of how the law works, right? There's several doctrines. First off, you have to have standing. Here's why she doesn't have standing, okay? There's two doctrines related to standing. There's rightness and mootness. Rightness is it hasn't happened yet. This is not ripe. You're saying, hey, in the future, do this. It's not ripe. You can't hear it. Otherwise, courts would be sitting there going, hey, tell them to do this in the future. Well, the courts would never stop, right? The same thing with moot. Moot is it's already gone away. The best example I can give you of mootness, and I hate to use this example, but it's a good one, is abortion. For years, you couldn't get abortion heard in courts because by the time you got to the court, it would be moot. Either you've already had the abortion or the baby's been born. So you go, hey, I have a right to an abortion. Yeah, well, it's moot now because I see the baby. Or there's no more baby. So it's moot. How can I rule on something that's moot? Rightness and mootness. This judge just disobeyed a fundamental tenet of the law. She's issuing an order on something that hasn't happened yet. It's basically a follow the law order. It's absurd. It shouldn't surprise you. She is born to people who are not Americans. She's basically African descent. I'm not saying she's not an American, right? But here's the point. You should not bring these people and give them this kind of power for them to come in and they don't understand the very basics of a judge. This application for an injunction should have been laughed out of court, literally laughed out of court. I can't do that and you know it. No. She went right ahead and she didn't just issue it. She proudly issued it. Anyway, we'll see you tomorrow at 9 o'clock and then we'll be back to our 1 o'clock. You want to subscribe to these. It's the only place I'm doing them. If you enjoyed this comment, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you do, you'll see me on the next one.